Yes, let me fix that. Okay, and we should also be live on YouTube. Double checking.
You were not streaming.
Yep. Sounds like we are to me.
Alrighty then.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm sure as people tune in, filter in, etc. on YouTube, at the very least, this will be a... I am also just relearning. YouTube has changed so much of this streamer interface since the last time I live streamed, which was when I hit 4,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness, it's been a while. It's been a while.
I believe they literally did a major update, like, today.
It's been the past couple days because I noticed that they updated the mobile UI, so that way, like, for instance, comments are more like Reddit comments now, where it's like, if you reply to a reply, it's like a staggered thing. I actually kind of prefer that. Makes it convenient.
It makes conversations actually readable, but at the same time, I don't know that YouTube comments are the place for conversation.
I mean, you haven't been reading the YouTube comments I've been okay, maybe not. Maybe it's not a great place. I'm just hanging out here while people filter into stream. But would you like to introduce yourself and what game we're playing tonight?
Hello, I am Ian Oberst, also known as Soren, and I am the sole programmer essentially on this game, Unfated. We are currently in the midst of our Kickstarter campaign. Been making good progress over there, and I hope we get funded, and I hope that Mithril has fun with it.
Indeed, indeed. People from my audience might be more familiar with, you had a version of this demo on the actual Lizard, whatever it was called, like a Make an FE level game jam.
We just sort of called it the Lizard Jam. Yeah, we got third place in the Pride Jam that Lizard held.
Nice, nice.
And, yeah.
Not sure what to show as I'm just like waiting for people to come in, introing, whatever. But yeah, this is Unfated. So this is somewhere like in the middle of the game. I'm gonna assume like first third-ish or so, based on the fact that it seems like most of our units are like level like 10 to 13, 10 to 15.
Yeah, this is, it's either going to be chapter 9 or chapter 8. It's slightly wiggledy in terms of, well, we're going to have to see if we want one more like filler chapter in quotation marks to make sure that the plot doesn't feel too rushed.
That makes sense. Figuring out how many chapters you need, pacing, I assume that.
Let's see, we
happens.
have Mega Space Waffles in chat. We do not have generics in this game, but we have 3 characters that do not have faces yet, essentially. Like the artist. We got out in front of the artist, essentially, for this demo.
Yeah, there's going to be a number of things in this demo that are placeholder, a number of the things that are unfinished, a number of small bugs here and there and whatnot, but for the most part, we seem to have fixed the major ones that were happening day before, and we are good to go. So I have been messing with this craft system a little bit before stream started, putting some gems on, just messing with it. I have no idea if I've made good decisions or bad decisions. But it seems...
Do you want to take a moment? It might be better to do it on the map, but have you taken a look at everyone's skills?
I did, and then I proceeded to forget most of them because there's a lot of stuff to worry about. So it's like, okay, shove... So the green is free? Or the green is our ally targeting? Like, what's the color coding here?
Green is like... Green is non-combat. It technically includes stuff like, steel and like, although steel is a bit bugged right now. It's possible to soft lock the game when you try to steal something, and it's a combination of like your inventory being full and their inventory only having one item in it, which you can't steal, and it like locks the game up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, makes
Um,
sense. Makes sense.
So I guess steel is not particularly important at this point.
So green is non-combat, red is combat, purple is area of effect, I'm assuming.
Purple is area of effect.
Because it
Yes.
seems like, if I remember right from the Lizard Game Jam, there were more area of effect. This time I'm only seeing fireball, but maybe it was on one of the units that joins in.
It's on one of the units that joins you. It
Yes.
is on mod.
Excited to see if I'm getting a massive flood of experience from using it, like it was last.
I think that is still busted.
Okay.
That whole thing is like, it's a little bit specific, but it does still happen where it like triple calculates experience. At this point, it's just like, it has made everybody who's played it smile. Obviously, it won't stick around, so we haven't prioritized.
Yeah, it won't stick around in current form. Yeah. So, is there anything that has changed with, like, tutorial? I'm just redoing this so I can remember what the order is. It's, okay. Red over green, over blue, over gray, over brown.
Red beats green, green beats blue, blue beats gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, just...
As on-screen shows here.
Yeah, we are planning on just tacking this in the top right, probably, in some form or another, just because this is important enough.
Yeah. How much of a swing... Oh, wait, I asked as on screen. 2 might, 15 hits.
So it's fairly potent in terms of... I don't remember what game has this version of the weapon triangle, but...
The 215... So, a 115 is similar to... Now I'm scratching my brain.
I think that's Thracia, isn't it?
So, Genealogy was a 20 hit. Thracia, I think, was just 5 hit.
Was it?
Was Thracia 5 hit, or was FE6 5 hit?
I'm in the stream chair. I will look this up.
Alrighty, fair enough. I am in the game-playing chair, so I have crafted my weapons to hopefully not be terrible, and we are going to just head out, because it seems like people want us to play. Yep. So we have the makings of a chapter. Is the music... Is there no music playing, or is it just really faint?
It's fairly faint. I think you might have turned it... I think it might still be turned down.
I turned it down quite a bit because the menu music was very loud.
Yes. It is... The closest thing to what we have is Sacred Stones, which is 115.
Yeah. And then you have the DS Fire Emblem, which was staggered based on ranks.
Yeah.
Which certain ranks with certain weapons might equate to a 215. But yeah, 215 is actually quite a bit of power behind a type advantage.
Indeed. It is... I remember, it is Fate's S rank is 220.
Okay. And that's
where we got the 2 damage from.
Quite a bit, yeah.
And it can stack to 430 if you have double disadvantage, although that will not be coming up here.
Yeah. Double disadvantage? Oh dear. That one seemed to... Yeah. Trying before we can escape. Gotta make sure the path's clear and we're out before that happens. Make sure the escape route is clear. Okay, now I'm getting some music, so... looks like the units are... Okay, there's no fade in or fade out yet, but or if it is, it's very faint. But I can choose units aside from these 4 presets, but I can deploy everyone anyway, so I probably will. 220 apparently is common in a lot of fan games. Fan games, fan hacks. Okay.
I think Gold Marrows of the Golden Country did it definitely did 2 damage. I remember that very vividly, but I don't remember what the accuracy.
So I like the little like if I could refer like paper doll aesthetic sitting on the things. Papercraft, yeah. Is this going to be like, I don't know how much is placeholder, how much is final, how much you can even necessarily say right now.
Right now, we are aiming to go for a little bit of a pop-up book, papercraft slash sort of board game aesthetic. That is what we're aiming for with, like, you know, these trees and bushes. We are going to have to figure out what we can pull off long term, though.
Okay.
But that is the goal.
Alrighty, I'm just taking a look here at the map. Anything else? Hello, the Master at Nothing. Welcome to the stream as well. YouTube seems to not be giving me accurate concurrent viewer numbers because it's saying that there's only one person here, but there are 3 different people typing in chat. So I'm just gonna not worry about that and roll with it.
Yeah, at the very least, the concept is definitely fine.
Yeah, individual aspects may change. Okay. Because, yeah, I do... It's initially, when you see it, it's like, okay, it's very striking and very different. But, like, okay, the units stand out, but then when I'm seeing, like, the trees and whatnot, and, like, this stone wall here, it's like, okay, that does give that pop-up book aesthetic very strongly, very well. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what I'm looking at exactly, but I am just gonna roll with it, I guess. Okay, I want cavalry against basic infantry.
Yeah.
And then, like, mage against armor. And when something's double type, they get both the advantages and disadvantages of both?
Yes. So, in this case,
Crow
would be
here.
advantaged against armored units. And he'd be advantaged against other magic units, but he'd have a disadvantage against other nimble units and a disadvantage against...
other archers.
I think infantry? Because infantry beat nimble.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, infantry, nimble, magic user, armor, cavalry is roughly... I'm trying to remember what I did when I played the earlier version of the demo and if that's still going to be working. Because we have all these mages over here on the right.
Yeah, the one, I guess...
But...
You're free to ask me for advice or not.
I mean, I love just poking around and figuring things out, but if I have any questions, I will... I kind of want to... I'm also just, like, throwing units down random paths as I kind of feel like it, because at this point, there's not a whole lot of, like, I'm not super connected to the units yet, I don't know what their skills are. Like, I can see what their skills... You know what I mean? It's like, I've not grown attached to them, gotten used to them. I don't have an internalized of, like, oh, these units have these sorts of abilities, these sorts of stats.
You don't have any intuition on how hard Ronaine hits.
Yeah.
Or how fast he is. Yeah.
Exactly.
It is hard to get talked into this type of situation.
Yeah, and then this is where you have a public demo that is the first couple chapters, if I remember right.
Yes.
Which would then give a better understanding of, like, okay, what you have immediately available to you. I'm debating if I want to send my cavalry unit out alone, but that's a lot of... Wait, do they have... As a magic focus... Okay, yes, they do attack. As I'm looking out here, like 19... That is bad. Okay. Let's maybe not do that, but let's maybe do something like that. Questions. Like, not that I have questions, but, like, asking myself mentally. Game is presenting me problems, and I'm all for it, but at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm, like, answering those reasonably, let's just go for it.
Mhm.
You need to bring
You
mod to the
might
highlighted
add-
tiles at the bottom of the map. Any 4 top units falling over causes a game over. So...
There's a mini boss. There's a mini boss on the right side that opens up a secret passage.
Oh, this. Gareth, here. That's
Indeed.
ooh, yes. So you have the archers up here that will fire down at you as you are crossing, if I remember
They
right.
are longbow archers, so they can reach those hedges too.
Oh, yes, yes, I'm seeing from the...
Mhm.
A little hard to see with how much zoom I have, but I can zoom out a little bit.
You can enemy mark, although it can be a little bit difficult to figure out which enemy is marked.
Yeah, it can then be... I generally don't enemy mark too much, just because I think it's visual clutter.
Yes.
But when I have, like, particular things that I know I need to look out for, I will.
The other thing that we have is battle saving.
Okay. Oh, and it looks like you have 3 houses as targeting lines.
Yes, although it's more engages can attack this than 3 houses will attack this.
Okay. And so right now it's targeting Helena just because Helena's the closest, or...
No, if you well, okay, those units are fixed.
Okay. Oh, yeah, they're stationary. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't...
Those 2 front units, they're holding their positions like good soldiers should. So the only person he can attack is Helena.
So, more info, and then... Oh, where to go?
Yeah. A lot of our descriptions are not in place yet.
Yeah. Understandable. It seems like jumping over the javelin. That's odd.
Yeah, it's a whole system. The whole tooltip system has been a bit of a nightmare.
Understandable. So you said you are effectively at least a sole programmer?
Yeah.
What other people do you have on the team working on it so far?
We have Swamp, who's mainly just on like game design. We have a composer, a dedicated composer, a dedicated artist. We have someone who's focused on, who's fairly new to the team, but has been helping us so much with fixing our terrible UI. And then we have a bunch of writers. Like, everyone does a little bit of writing. We have one lead writer who's been doing a pretty good job. There are credits in both this and the other demo. We have like a bunch of playtesters. It's a base conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was Calvin was the unit I just used.
Yes, and
Okay, move away 2 spaces after acting. That's what it was. Yeah. Always has color advantage over enemy mounted units and... That's interesting. I can't wait to get to know these characters to feel like, okay, I have a sense of why, Farmhand's Pride might be good against dragons,
Are you familiar with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
I am not. So that might be a missing touch. Okay, familiar with in terms of like, I'm aware of it culturally, but I have not like watched it myself or anything.
Calvin has a little bit of Johnny Joestar in him.
Okay.
Which, for those in
Hold
the
on,
know,
is that a sing? Oh, 5 meter at start of unit's turn. Okay.
there is there is another one that you should make sure that you know.
Which one?
Lavender. Her arts, specifically.
Arts. Tell story. Yes, I remember this. And Lavender is up with the other group before. I remember there being a refresher unit here. I couldn't remember who. This is my horse. Go horse. Okay, fun stuff. So what was I? Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted of just like, okay, what am I doing? Thread. Test. Okay.
Holy magic is very, very accurate.
I can tell. 115 base. That is Well, let's see how badly this goes. So what exactly is the calculation on doubling? Because I'm noticing I'm doing significantly less damage on the second attack.
Yeah, it's brought up and explained in the tutorial, but it's fairly easy to explain here. Basically, doubles start at, I believe it is 3 speed, and like that's when you get a quarter strength double. And then you can see it's there's see how this one's orange and there's like 2 marks next to it versus
that would be a
4
half
marks.
strength. Okay. Okay.
So it's quarter, half, third, full.
How dangerous is that?
It basically turns it into a bit more of a spectrum instead of a... To some extent, whenever you see a not full double, you wouldn't have gotten anything in a traditional Fire Emblem game.
Okay, so is that between like 2 to 4 or whatever space?
Yeah, I think it is 2 to... Because it's 3, 4... It starts at 3 speed faster, and then it's 4, 5, 6. So for a full double, you need to be 6 faster.
Is Helena just the goat? What's going on here?
Helena is...
she's level 15.
She's been around more than these kiddos.
It's just an ally with less than half their health gain bonus stats.
I think we got that explained. No, we didn't. That is, I think she gets. You know what? I have the files open. I will just look it up.
Fair enough.
It is, if I recall off the top of my head, it's like 3 strength, defense, resistance, but then she specifically gets another value called taunt, which makes enemies essentially see 15 damage on her.
Yes, Relaz, Sirius was at half HP. I could have put her next to him and seen, but was not able to mentally do that, because I'm just like, okay, I have another plan here. We're gonna do this and whatever, and then just autopiloted.
Yeah. Optimizing like adjacency skills and the like is one of those everyone forgets about, like Hilda's passive.
Sure.
Until you get into the crunchy part of the game, and that's most of where
you have an absolute ton. Okay. You have that's just a sword.
He's also got a very good personal skill.
This Gawain, -3 move on enemy when unit initiates, and halves damage for follow-ups.
And that's heavy armor is the armor knight.
I also can't help but it was Gareth Gawain. Okay, brain.
Yeah, we have Gareth and Gawain.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not like the names come from Arthurian legend or anything that is like somewhat notoriously like dense with names anyway.
Note that steel lance. Think of that like the steel like the super heavy weapons from.
Yes, yes. I noticed it was 20 might, 20 weight, and that.
You get to
hit
once.
Oh,
very
smite.
hard.
Okay. Do I just... Like, here's the thing. This group's deal is just trying to secure the exit.
To some extent. You can push up a little bit, but you are mostly just, like, fighting off the reinforcements, because they are endless.
Yeah. And then, well, let's just equip that. And then let's go on to the main course up here.
You might battle save to make sure you don't have to redo all that.
Oh, good thinking. I forget about battle saves and whatnot.
We have had several people playing the game that are like crap.
That is.
Especially because, as you've said, there's so much things you're unfamiliar.
Yeah. It's its own systems that I'm sure as you're playing through an experience and building up, they all will stack on each other nicely and make sense. But when you do jump in, a third of the way through the game, when not at full HP, gain spirit, a third of spirit defenses, so that's both defense and res, and adjacent allies gain offenses, I assume, to the same.
Magic instrument.
That is... Spirit is 10, so...
Rounding down.
So +3, but still, +3 just for being at not max is quite good. And then move 1 space after acting, ignoring move cost, so it can go into like pushes and whatnot. And adjacent enemies get -10 hit avoid until end of turn. Okay, so like it's what is that? A daunt plus a version of like daunt plus canter. That is. And is that the Drake Cavalier skill, or is that like another personal of hers? Or I guess is this like a unique class?
Her personal is Damsel Under Stress. Funny pun.
Mount immediately follows up. All right. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. You can continue.
Yeah. And then the Drake Cavalier base is Foreboding Slither.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I need to gain more RP to use arts. Yeah, because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna fire off a ball right here. No, can't do that. So I remember from the demo. Yes, this is what I remember. Good archers are good, turns out.
Good archers are good.
I'm such a sucker for archers. I'm always so happy to see an archer that is good.
We love to see archers winning.
Yes.
Anyway, let me follow up on.
Yes. Big numbers. Alrighty. Yeah. So to anyone watching who is unfamiliar, whatever, there's a link in the Discord for the Kickstarter. And if you follow that, you can get the demo. You can support. If you support, you can get access to the game, to a bunch of other fun goodies and stuff. So I'm out of the habit of talking whilst playing games. So this is why did I go for I adjusted my conduit axe so that way I think it was for accuracy. Had I gone for might, I would have been able to one-shot this guy. But such is the trade-off, as it were. Okay, how absolutely crushing are you?
Well, if you get her damaged, you can probably pull it off with Damsel Under Stress.
Oh, true. Good thinking. Good points.
Yeah, the play of her skill is: do I stand next to enemies and debuff their stats, or do I position myself?
Dodged.
The
one time it's just like freaking Bernie. The one time you want to get damaged, you don't. Let's.
Also, I looked it up.
Does talk end the turn?
No, it does not. And actually, sneak peek. Trading and talking is completely cancelable. As in, you can go talk and then completely cancel the move and do something else.
That is nice, because there are so many times where I feel like, I would love to get this talk conversation, but it would lock my unit in a position that I don't want them to be in.
The problem is the way it is right now, the same is true for trading.
Oh, that's a little bit overpowered.
A weapon to surpass even Thracia trading.
Yes, I will not be abusing that.
Yeah,
probably.
Long term, that's gonna get fixed, but it's just one of those like, yeah.
No, that's not how math works. Okay. That is how math works, but I don't want to necessarily commit to that. But
I got around. I looked up what Fierce Guardianship is. It is Strength +3, Defense +3, Speed +3, Taunt +15, which again effectively means that enemies see 15 phantom damage against her in their calculations.
Nice. Here's a question that maybe is like down the pipeline or something, but I'm noticing that you have the what Fire Emblem refers to as, what was it, advanced or modern flow, where it's you choose a target, then you choose your weapon. Is there going to be an option to choose weapon, then choose target, or is that...
Well, currently, right now, arts do work like that, where you choose your weapon that you're using for the art.
Okay, let's see how dead I am. So far, so good. Yeah, I only ask because I am a sucker for classic flow, and will always use that, and so it's just something that's just like in my mind of like, this is just how the games work, and not processing always of, oh, advanced flow is the default in like modern like games like that.
I could see us implementing. I could see us implementing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a matter of like, if it isn't there, I won't be like super upset, but it is just like a personal preference thing of like, oh, I noticed myself a lot of times trying to like, okay, what having to be like, okay, what weapon did it select for me? How do I adjust this? You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of the situation I've gotten myself into here, but I should be able to get out of it.
Indeed. I would once again just urge, you might be aggressive with battle saves.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed that it also defaulted to a quote-unquote hard mode.
Yeah, there's only the one at this point. It's literally just, I put it there.
Well,
I told it to say hard.
18 plus 4 or 13 plus 6. And I guess either way I'd be able to... How much are you doing again? 15 or 16? Does Drake Cavalier count as a promoted or just a unpromoted?
It is a base level class.
Okay. I like how my brain is like, oh, you have to maximize your experience gain. It's like, for the units that I'm totally going to be using, you know, after this chapter. Yes. So in that case, we will just do this. Oh, I guess I'm talking. Fun little... my brain is like, okay, which button was it to do what now? As I'm just like...
At least the things at the top work.
The things at the top work, they have been helping me significantly. So that... Okay, neither of you move. You can reach that far. Okay. Because I'm like, I remember from the demo, Mod is like... this whole group up here is just like absolute beast squad. Like, can do no... Obviously, you can do a lot of wrong if you throw them at the wrong units, but like, in my experience was like, oh, can do no wrong here. Well, let's... That is unfortunate. I thought you were good at this. I mean, you are, but...
I mean, he's not dying.
Yeah, no, he is... I guess I underestimated the strength of these Cavaliers. So in that case, I will definitely be... Do I have healing over here on any of these?
Wolf is healing.
Yes, Blessing heals an ally range 1 to 2. We kill persists over time, arts power 5, range 1. Ooh, regenerate, okay. Because that seems useful for not dying. Do I just go up and do that? I think I do. I just want to get rid of this. Yeah. Always love a good trickster.
Indeed. Crow is your Jagan, if it wasn't clear.
Yeah, being the only promoted unit here seems to be the way. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, I pressed A too much and didn't see all the bonuses.
I think you got a point of speed, which is fairly relevant on him.
Speed? Ooh, yeah. His attack speed is definitely higher. So you said the threshold is 2 for...
The minimum is 3, the maximum is 6.
Okay, so 3 for a quarter, and then 5 for a half, or 4 for a half?
4 for a half, because it's quarter, half, 3/4 full.
Okay. I'm also debating, it's like, how much of my past experience with the demo is relevant here? Also, what did I put on this? Looks like weight reduction?
You made it lighter and you made it more accurate.
Yeah, now that I'm seeing, it's like, oh no, I just made it into a worse Iron Spear. Whoops. Because the Iron Spear doesn't affect his attack speed, so... Yeah, this is the problem with, like, gem systems when I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like, hey, here's this wonderful system we have. And I'm like, great, I don't know enough about this to make good choices. I'm gonna make some choice. Wait, what is the range on your thing? 5?
If you look at the
5.
Yes.
Okay, and then fireball.
Notably, that is range exactly 5.
Oh. What's the range on fireball?
I believe it is. That menu needs tooltips added to it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 to 5. Whereas bolting is exactly 5. Okay.
Let's see. Fireball is ranges 1 through 5. Notably, splash damage can hit allies.
Good to know. Well, if I do that, 27, and then I can finish him off with...
another quirk of the system is bolting. Fireball effectively needs line of sight.
Okay. So it's blocked by big pop-ups like the full wall here.
Whereas bolting is not.
Nice. Very good stuff to know. Yeah.
So bolting is you are poke someone over a wall from long distance, whereas fireball is kill the group in front of you.
Sounds good to me. Okay. I'm wondering when this group will decide to pull, so I'm gonna be careful around that.
I believe they are simply range 1. I don't think they're range 1.5.
Okay. Yeah, considering I just came off of doing the whole big video on like, oh, when do certain enemies pull? When do certain enemies do things? It looks like some of these are aggressive and they'll just like start moving. Oh, that's just where the reinforcements come from. Okay.
Indeed.
Yeah, that tracks. Okay, well, this also tracks.
His, you might, have you seen Ronane's personal skill?
I don't remember it.
You should check it.
Once per turn, when slaying an enemy with an art, may act again. Okay, Gale Force Light. And +2 speed when attacking. So, okay, I see you. That is a lot of strength, too. It's like, hit hard, hit fast, reasonable defenses, too. Like, not incredibly good, but...
He's your, like, Navarre, roughly.
I mean, I'm seeing no complaints with what he has right now. One sec, what the heck did I put on his sword? Let me...
You put up strength... Oh, no.
Did I do a bad?
You did a silly.
I did resistance, plus might, plus weight.
Minus hit, minus durability. The resistance is just like... I mean, it does make him better at fighting these clerics.
The resistance was because I had nowhere else to put my plus resistance gems. I'm just like, sure. I don't want to put plus resistance on you with 3 resistance.
Sounds good.
And so it's like, okay, so minus hit plus might. Because I'm like, you have the speed. What if you just really need to punch something really hard?
I mean, this honestly probably isn't that bad because you put the mighty, you can use the conduit to, like, get your kill with Inspired Strike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a good
probably
point.
Is gonna work out, I'd imagine.
Okay, so I do like having the little up arrows where it's like, okay, so I know that I do have advantage here, and my oh my, what advantage it goes.
He sure do have momentum.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, I didn't even track that. That's what was happening. First attack gains strength equal to distance moved. Love it. And then you had a heal. Is that a heal for someone else? Range 1, comma 3.
Not 2, specifically.
Okay, specifically not 2. Okay. But I don't have enough resolve for that, so...
Yeah, it is resolve 7, so he would have needed to do another combat.
Resolve is gained just by fighting, unless you have an ability that otherwise gives it to you?
Yes, and right now the only ability that does is hit, which the clerics have. To make sure that they don't have to fight to do mend, essentially.
Makes sense. Okay, how absolutely terrible of an idea is this? That's about what I expected. Okay.
No. Sirius can help out there if you want to cheese him that way.
Yeah. There's things we can do. I'm certain that, you know, an Armor Knight right here can be lit on fire.
Indeed.
Alright, I'm going to do probably the dumb decision and leave these two behind to deal with those reinforcements. I wish I hadn't used all my RP, though, because I wanted to fireball these jerks. But here we are. That is a tough system to balance, and it's going to be interesting when that becomes...
Notably, Sirius, or mages in general, have a second... They do have another way to gain RP if you want to look at his skills.
Melee combat grants 5 meter.
What that effectively means is combat at range 1.
Okay. So, gain extra meter if you're willing to get up real close. If you avoid when waiting doesn't stack. Spirit. Plus half spirit defense when you... What?
The soldier
that
class,
is...
sort of a niche, is waiting instead of by taking position.
Well, I'm glad I looked at the skills then, because that is very useful to know. Because that turns... Because I'm like, okay, why are you heavy armor? You have barely more defense than infantry. But it's like, now that makes sense. Plus
does
avoid...
Does not stack refers to, like, dancing. You can't wait, dance, wait.
Okay, and then max of 10 if I pump the spirit really high, it doesn't, like, break the game. As much as, you know, high defense has the capability of breaking the game anyway, I don't like all the things you're able to do up here. As long as I stay out of range of you, I'll be fine.
I guess if you want, do you want a behind-the-scenes AI?
Sure.
Those groups there are separate groups,
Whoops.
but those are grouped AI.
I pressed the wrong button, but you know what? He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
He'll be
great.
fine. Famous last words. Okay,
Those
how
two
badly are these cavaliers going to murder me, and do they have... They do not have
They do not
momentum,
have
okay.
at this point, no enemies have skills.
Okay, so I won't be one-rounding, and then they'll come around and kill me. I think I remember when I was playing the Lizard demo version, I got to near the end game, and then I had like 2 units die, and I'm like, whatever.
That is another thing, is we do not have permadeath. Units that go down Units that go down are just benched, hard benched for one chapter.
Okay, so it's like you lose a unit this chapter, you can't use them. Oh, that is a ton of damage. Oof. I may have gotten myself in a rough patch. But you know what? This is what happens sometimes. Do I just leave?
Of our actions.
Do I just leave Gawain to fight them all?
Armor is good against.
Yeah, so they're not taking the bonus damage. They're taking less damage. They have more avoid. And while I'm not thrilled with the fact that I'm taking 14, if I wait, I would only be taking... you said rounds. You said calculations round down?
Yes, they should.
So if I wait, I would only be taking 10. So I could take 2 hits. Okay, so I could block a corner with that. Okay, yeah, so you can go...
from the chat, apparently I am half your volume.
Ah.
Which is honestly fine, but...
Yeah, no worries. Let me do some adjusting here, because I can raise you, and I can't necessarily raise the mixer volume without potentially drowning us out from the sound, but I can do that a bit, and then I could come into options and lower the master a little bit after I raise it. Is that better?
Am I a good volume now?
Also, I'm checking to see if anyone wanted to join or anything this. Someone's talking about making it a Discord stage, but I am unfamiliar with what that means, and now is not the time to learn.
It basically just lets people be in call, sort of, without, like, being able to speak.
Okay, well, I will say, they fixed the one thing that was... YouTube fixed the one thing that was really bothering me with their live streaming setup, is that they no longer have the emotes permanently layered on top of the chat box. They are now in a drop-down menu, and thank goodness for that. It took them way too long to figure out that basic form of functionality. Okay, so I don't like having to retreat this much, but I will. Yeah, that's fine. I made poor decisions with my adjustments. I probably just should have not adjusted, but you know what? We mess around and we find out. Yeah, I'll just do a straight up blessing here. And then Q for next unit. Oh, I still haven't moved all these people. Awesome. You are also a healer?
Yes.
Okay. Looks like you both have range.
They do, but they are stationary if you...
How much range do you have? Disappointing. Okay, so I could lure one of you out. Okay, that's a safe tile to do so from. Yep. All the time, just doing the move, and then oh wait, lava spit. That's something we can do. So this affects how big is the area?
I believe that one is like a plus symbol.
Okay.
Whereas
yes,
Fireball,
okay,
yeah.
so it shows on the second click. 19 and 9 and
Nope, it's still bugged.
oh, we're still able to have fun with it. Okay. I mean, not that it... And then the fire will deal damage over time at, I'm guessing, like the start of my next turn.
I believe it's the start of the unit's turn, if I recall correctly.
Well, they are just going to stand there and burn to death.
This is one of the better ways to handle if you want to get greedy, like the experience of both.
Mm-hmm. Just being triple. Okay, this cleric. Excited to see how this world gets built out, because, you know, getting just these little bits and pieces of like, okay, what does the Ramentia mean? You know, how is that? How is that gonna shake out? It reminds me a little bit of... Oh yeah,
She does have a very... She has a Echoes style long shot.
Yes, Inspired Strike is attack +5, like Wrath Strike type thing, and then long shot is range +2, power +5. Okay, so we have... Ooh. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, this is why you're the best. I really like the cardboard cutout tabletop prop vibe of the characters. Yeah, it is a planned art style going forward.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the Armor Knight is going to successfully Armor Knight.
I mean, it's not every...
Speed on the Armor Knight!
I didn't check his speed growth. I'm assuming it's like 15 or 20%, maybe.
I believe this 15. Sorry to interrupt.
Nah, no worries. Someone was saying like VC, but everyone who joins can't speak. That's and you get specifically choose who gets to speak. Okay, sounds like Discord's version of trying to do like a lecture hall or whatever it's called. I know that Zoom was doing a bunch of them back when that was a big thing going on. Yeah, if you have any questions... Okay, and then this is the good old warning of... Well...
That man is stinky. Watch out.
It's like, it doesn't seem so bad. It's like, oh, level 35. This is fine. Has Holy Relic. 15 Might. Yeah, it's fine. You have 28 magic.
It's also not explained anywhere. It's one of those, we don't have this set up. He does have a stealable Speedwing, though.
Oh, yeah, stealables, yeah. Forgot steal was a thing.
He also has multiple HP crystals.
I'll engage. Yeah, I see those little red dots. And he is of... What is that? Is that icon in the top right? Is that just a boss? Okay.
He is a boss.
Okay.
Which means he gives boss XP, essentially.
Okay, so any unit with that has like an XP multiplier on them, basically.
Yeah.
Awesome.
/ they are, for defeat boss purposes.
Yeah, for defeat boss purposes, they are. Alright. Well, how bad could this go? This seems good to me. Be able to get that bonus... RP on that. You cannot kill him. Like, I just know that, like, someone is gonna be like, oh, here's my 20-step... It's like, here's my 20-step play to, like, pull an Excelblum, and, like, be like, here's my 20-step play to, kill off every unit, yet somehow be able to kill every major boss in the most ludicrous way possible.
I totally believe that you can beat Knightley here. Like, he's not that crazy, he's missing his skills, etc.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do it with these units at base, but I'm sure that you could level your units in such a way throughout the rest of the game that getting to here you would be able to take him down.
I actually think even in that, like, if you were willing to sack your army...
Okay, true. No holds barred. No restrictions on who goes in and what goes down. I would love to have had charge. I don't have any RP right now. Would have loved to have had... I would love it. Now, maybe this might just be a thing. Maybe you have on later units, maybe not. I would love to have something where it's like, okay, this unit can charge resolve, and then give their resolve to other units.
I don't actually think that one's come up. That's a pretty good idea.
Because as I'm sitting here, it's like, oh, I would love to charge a mage. I would love to charge, a horse slayer attack here. Just these little things of like, I'm thinking like Do from Fire Emblem 4, where it's like, oh, here's some gold. Here's some gold. I get the gold, and then I give it to you, because what am I going to do with gold? But I think that could be a, like, okay, maybe, if not a cleric, or like some sort of supporting unit ability.
We are definitely doing the SpongeBob, write that down.
Yeah,
the one thing you are missing, just because they're not implemented yet, is essentially Olivine Grass.
An item that increases resolve.
Yeah. And so you could use your off turns.
You have no RP. That's what your arts are. Awesome. Yeah, it's very interesting because it's like a reverse way outside of this guy here, outside of Sirius. It's a very much a reverse way of how like Engage feels. Where Engage feels like, okay, you start out, you have all your abilities, you spam them out, and then you have to, like, manage your charge towards the middle of the map. Middle to end of map. Whereas here, it's like, okay, you don't have any of your charge right away, but then you can get...
Yeah, that's
like,
about right for
you
rolls.
build up more. It's just interesting to me because it's like, okay, you have the units that are seeing combat then become the units that can use the RP. And that's fine, but it's also like, okay, what if you have a unit that sees a lot of combat, and they, like, are exhausted, whatever, and then you have them be able to somehow give that RP to another unit who can then come in from behind and do a really big attack, or something. I don't know. Just something that I think could be cool with given the system you have here.
There's definitely a bit of a rich get richer of the system. It is inspired pretty directly by like fighting game super meter type of deal.
Yeah, old meters and whatnot. Well, it looks like Gawain might just chew completely through his Iron Axe, and I'm okay with that. Because he's done a lot of good work. Yeah, I was gonna check what his 20%. Okay, not him. It's not resistance. It's not
1 in 5.
That unlikely. Drawback. I love me some good movement abilities. I'm just trying to think, how do I want to break this formation? Because this is... That is brutal.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, but that group up there is split into 2 groups of 3. In terms of AI. So, like, the ones on the left are a trio that have group AI.
Oh, they're linked. Okay. You probably said that, and I just didn't hear.
I think I did mention it, but you were in the middle of something. Totally fine.
And then the healing salves, they act like the other weapons, where it's like, assuming we had chapters. Like, would they be permanently consumed, or would they be, like, restored?
They would be permanently consumed. They are the exception. You do have to buy Vulns.
Okay. I remember I was playing... what was it? I think this was in Spell Powder, where all your consumables have, like, even, like, the potions and whatnot, restore. And so I might just be, like, blending different games together. How long does this fire last? Does it say on the art?
2 turns, I believe it says.
Tile burn for 2 turns. Okay. Good to know. Well, did that also weaken their defense, or is there, like...
I think fire, being on a fire tile, does weaken your defense.
Lava, minus 10 avoid. No defense that I'm
it's
seeing,
just avoid.
But... I don't know, I just feel like I'm doing a lot more damage, but it also just could be that I was using a different weapon.
Yeah, you were using a longbow when you were checking them.
Oh yeah, I was using the longbow when I was checking the range because they were only in longbow range. Okay. Well, probably a waste of the attack, but you know what? Clearing out behind me is always valuable. Maud keeps dodging, even when I want her to just take one hit so I can then stack some nice bonuses on. It's like, the one time. Okay, what are we gonna do here? How bad's the... Okay, that's a kill. How much worse is the throwing axe versus 7 versus I have somewhere it's 9. So that's actually well, let's I want to take damage. I don't want to take 15 damage though. How much would these hit me for? Attack 16? Oh, that's significantly weaker. What gimmicks do they have?
They are
being longbows?
Okay.
Okay, so I do want to do this then. And take you out this way. Again, I'm just surprised every time. It's always exact lethal. Aubrey is like the best unit. This demo, both times I've played it, has just taught me Aubrey's just the best unit.
We tuned a couple. We tuned several aspects around her because she does need to be. She can't enemy phase, not really. So she does need to be able to.
Yeah, awkward enemy phasing for archers, but I mean, a good archer is just so much fun to use.
Indeed.
And it's so fun to see, like, oh, walk up with a steel bow that I think I did put like a +1 might gem on it, so it's like seeing that and then seeing a perfect double to 1 round is like, that's satisfying. That is very satisfying. And do they just like love to attack specifically at max range, or is it like the avoiding counter attacks type deal?
It's basically just it's a symptom of effectively like breadth first search, where it's just like they will find an attack. And they will remember that attack. And unless they find an attack that is better than that attack, the first attack they find is the one they'll go with.
Okay.
Which tends to be max range.
Because, like, with this, what makes sense is, like, okay, Aubrey had lowest defense, and then so they attacked from 3 range, and she couldn't counter because 2 range. And then it's like, okay, well, there are no more 3 range spots available to attack her. We could do it 2 range, but then we'd take counter and probably die. So let's do a 3 range attack against the person with the next lowest defense, who then also won't counter us. So safe from counter, but also trying to maximize damage.
Yeah, they do definitely take the damage that they'll take and return it into account.
Okay, and let's see how badly I messed up. This conduit axe is never going to do anything for me, is it? I totally messed it up. I mean, it's... I guess I was a lot more worried about accuracy than I needed to be.
Yeah.
Funny, given that I just missed the attack anyway, but that was with the throwing axe.
You missed the 78, or the 87.
Yeah. So I'd love to just continue to move forward. Actually... No, I want more RP so I can do another fireball. You get RP for killing units or just
doing combat.
Participating in combat. Awesome. Yeah.
There's going to be 2 meter granting gems. One that is just an additional +5 for being in combat, and then another one that can separately that is +5 for killing an enemy specific. So you can potentially come out of a combat with +10 resolve. +15 resolve.
I forget where I put it. I think it's this one on that iron sword there.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
think
minus
that's
1
correct.
durability, but plus
5 gain, I believe.
plus 5 meter after combat, minus 1 durability. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a big slot
is,
version that is plus 5 on kill.
This is a cluster of units I don't want to deal with right now, but that I'm gonna have to deal with right now.
This might be a time to bust out the storm.
Storm. Oh yeah, yeah.
Renane's personal.
But I don't have enough resolve to do an art.
Oh, you don't? No.
I thought that I did more combat, but it turns out I only combated once with him, I guess.
Yeah, he just killed the guy.
What else do you have? Spire Strike, Hit and Run, can't follow up, can't be countered. Nice.
Win to sweep, essentially.
Yeah. Good stuff. So I could just art kill there, move, and then kill the mage. Yeah. We got some layering.
Yep.
I noticed another issue as well back in the base menu. After I equipped something, when I went to take it out, it was always saying like, would you like to remove removing the gambler's gem, even though I didn't equip the gambler's gem.
Okay.
So if I do that, then that's going to absolutely destroy. Awesome. And then I can pull back and just have you do your thing. Which seems to be a pretty good thing to be able to do. And that's why you have a plus might sword. Hyper plus might sword. The other stuff on there is just kind of there because I had extra gems and didn't know what to do with them. Oh yeah, you're right. These all pulled at the same time and have met up with the reinforcements. This is a nightmare block. Okay, let's take this on. This is the thing, and I was saying this when I was playing Jupiter Hell last night. Of just there are some times when the game just gets you in a really like a really bad seeming situation, but then you do something to get yourself out of it, and it's just like, I felt like a genius, and then it's just like, that then becomes like this is a great moment. So, hopefully it's one of those moments, and not one of those, oh, whoops, I just died moments.
The good thing is that you have the choke point there, so I think you can, I definitely think
yes, I have the choke, so if all else fails, Gawain can sit in it if I kill the mage. Oh, there's another mage back here, but that'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, all else fails, Gawain can sit there, and then, like, Miles can sit there, and it'll be fine.
We might want a battle save just in case.
Ah, yes. Thank you for reminding me battle save is a feature that exists. I don't always remember about it.
Indeed.
I would love to...
Especially when you're streaming, don't want to lose, like, the momentum.
Yeah. Definitely. Do any of my units have, like, move after? I don't think these ones do.
Crow does in this group. Crow has straight up Canto.
Oh yeah, agility, yes. Reluctant Teacher as well, I should be taking advantage of that. Not necessarily for a short term, doesn't matter, but like... Look, I'm playing a strategy RPG. My slight optimization brain is ticking. I don't like optimize full runs, but I always like to optimize individual turns. It's how my brain works. So I don't like you. How much damage do you do? Iron Bow, 17 off of 11. Ugh. You have 15. You're fine. Okay, and the bonus is 2, so that is... He would take 14 if my math is correct.
I believe so.
And assuming there are no other... Yeah, he has the speed. And assuming there are no other...
No, enemies do not have skills.
Effect. Well, no other skills on my end that would, like... What was that? Adjacent allies gain avoid +5 plus spirit. So... Like +9 avoid, that's not bad. Defense when you wait, nothing to allies. Jason ally with half their health, he gets a bonus on you. You just had the experience and the movement stuff. You gain extra meter. I appreciate having at least one unit that has extra meter, especially when it's like, boom, really powerful stuff. Okay, what can you do with all of this charge you have? Weapons weight empowers the attack, cannot fall. Attack plus weight. I mean,
Look at how heavy that steel lance is.
I mean, if we're talking about ways to kill a boss here, that would be one of them.
No, that's why I say if you spend the whole chapter saving up all your meter, you just dump it on the final boss, on that boss. He doesn't have a way to stop you.
Because what I'm wanting to do is blow up this cav here. Get some healing on you. Then send... Oh wait, not all the way in. I can't send you in. You don't have enough movement to... Oh wait, no, you're an enemy. Okay. I've lost track of the enemy. They are right in front of me still. Really wish I did things differently there. Because I want someone to blow up this mage, and it's not going to be you. And it's...
You could drop the hammer on.
Okay, that's going to be... Okay, the hit plus 20 is nice. That guarantees that. Okay, yeah, it's not exactly what I wanted to do with the whole turn, but this definitely solves the issue I was having there, and keeps everyone else... Oh, and there goes the Iron Axe, so does he automatically equip the next? Looks like he does. Okay, now the question is, what do I do with you? So something I was like trying to do here is give the Platinum Sword the ability to attack based on magic, because it didn't look like he had any other things that did that. Like maybe he has an art that does that, but
no, he does not.
Seeing. And so I was like, okay, that could be good. And then he'd be able to move out after doing that. What are your results on that? 1310. No SP for arts. And I don't particularly want to... Appreciate the Bardiche being a accurate and somewhat powerful, but at the cost of weight.
Mm-hmm.
Playing with some of those other dynamics of oftentimes considered secondary attributes of weapons. Oh, perfect. Because then I get the chip damage on the 9, you get to... Chipping seems very valuable in this game, just for charging meter.
Indeed.
And then I get to come in with this. Just use one use of it, and then dip.
Sorry, actually, durability is per combat, not per hit.
Okay. That is good to know. I assume the tutorials go over that, but...
Yes. Sorry.
So no worries. I didn't go through all of the tutorials again because I had gone through them on the previous one. So durability is per combat, so it's more like a Mer Dragon Stone of FE8 than it is a other traditional weapon.
Basically, it is.
Okay.
If you did damage in the combat, you lose 1 durability.
Anyone can open treasure chests?
Anyone can open treasure chests. In theory, I don't know that it's actually been announced yet.
Okay.
If you have skill, it doesn't use your full action. It's essentially a bonus action, meaning you can like run up to a chest, open it, and then also shank a guy.
Okay, and that definitely helps by being like, okay, we're not gonna punish you for not bringing a thief to this chapter, but we are also going to say, yeah, there's. It allowed me to select it, but there was no one in range, so.
Yeah, I think you could get him with your longbow if you wanted to.
I could.
Yeah, the visuals bug. That's
he doesn't counter. Like he's not going to be any more angry.
He is already sprinting after you.
You know, this is moments where it's like, okay, if I charged up RP more, and built up that longbow more, I could then do with some telestories here, and at least get one health bar down. But yeah, I don't feel like doing that right now, so we are going to enemy phase. Yeah, once again, chat, anyone who's interested in this, please take a look. In the description should be a link to the Kickstarter. Support with however much you want, however much you have. It looks like, from looking at the Kickstarter, there was a... you can confirm if I'm wrong, but it looks like there was a backer tier where normally it's like the get the game tier is like $20, but there is a backer tier of like get the game like early adopter type thing for only 15 if you are a little bit price conscious but still want to support. I mean, any amount is definitely helpful, and I would love to see this game get to be fully realized. Oh yeah, these two seem to be perfectly covering each other over there. This situation got situationed, so we're fine. I am saying words with zero meaning right now. Everything's going great.
Once again, just might battle save at the start of turn.
Yes, probably. I'll be fine. But also...
It'll be fine. It's only death.
Yeah, words said moments before disaster. It's fine. So, hard for an axe to go headier and heavier and have it feel good. We had regular great axes originally. Said it felt better for heavy options, a big hit bump to make up for axes normally lacking accuracy. And I appreciate that, where it's like, okay, you're considering both a weapon's natural state and natural flow and not wanting to go against that too much, whilst also having options that make sense that cover some of those weaknesses, some of those things that you would maybe want more of. Oh, you really don't have a ton of resistance either. These clerics are just scary.
Indeed.
I mean, Crow can take them if he can get to them.
Are enemy aggro lines intentionally missing texture magenta? That's just the default that it be in Unity, and it's one of those, eventually we will like create a whole particle effect for that to be, but the lines are basically fully functional right now. Okay. And magenta actually does a good job standing out.
Okay, and cantrips I assume means doesn't end the turn.
Does not end the turn, yes.
Okay. Not... Oh, maybe. Maybe? There's the hit without the counter. I was digging for. Okay, also, let's turn that off so I can see just that mage that I'm actually worried about now. Okay, so we have these two that want to do something. You're able to, but not... What can you do against the mage? 999. Okay. You can blow something up. That blows it up. I was talking about, how do I handle a mage? That handles a mage real good there.
And I think that would also handle the guy behind him. Or no, or you.
A
is that
fireball
bolting or-
would.
Mhm.
Actually, yeah, what does the fireball look like damage-wise? Am I able to see that?
I don't remember.
Yeah, how much damage does that do? Art is missing description. That's
No.
useful.
I actually have Fireball open right now.
Okay, anyway.
Fireball is 20 power.
Okay, and
So it would be his magic plus 20, I believe.
magic plus 20? Okay, so bolting is magic plus 10. Or attack plus 10, which seems to be including the mage's focus.
I believe so. Fireball is probably going to get nerfed, but it has been so much fun that we just...
Yeah, if it's plus 20 and its area of effect and it has the same like max range as bolting and technically one more because the square hits beyond, it's probably a little too good. But at the same time, it is just fun to be like, hey, catch.
Fireball!
Alrighty, well, let's figure out how I'm... do you have a spare? Does anyone have a spare over here?
Gwen can use lances. You could steal the iron axe.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to have something a little bit more accurate.
I mean, if you're going just for accuracy, you could take the Bardiche.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Because I don't exactly trust a 70, 75. Also, I guess since it's relevant to that, is there, like, what sort of, like, quote-unquote RN system are you running?
Player-only hybrid RN.
Sure.
Okay, I'll just fully explain for...
Like, I think I know what that means, but you can share with the class if you would like.
Yes. So the RN numbers are rolled twice for the player if you are above 50 hit. And enemies are rolled... Because basically, just humans are just not good at estimating.
I love that those are the two stats that he got: speed and defense.
Yeah, I don't even think Sirius has personal growths at this point.
Okay.
I think they just haven't been implemented yet.
Okay, so it looks like that did not. It dealt 20 damage to him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not sure if...
What is his resistance? What is that
4.
guy's resistance?
It dealt 23 to my main target and then 20 to him. So I'm wondering if like the area of effect is a set 20.
There is, I forgot. There is a degree of fall.
And then so 36, which then would have been Sirius's. Yeah, whatever. Math is math.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, to just give you the full thing, if basically every single time an attack to hit is calculated, if you are a player unit and your hit is above 50, it's the best of 2 rolls. Whereas if you aren't, it is the pure roll.
Okay. So giving player side slightly more of like the best of both worlds.
I believe this is the system that Fates uses.
Fates does like weird stuff with like that's like Fates is slightly weird with it, but yeah, it's like, okay, you have hybrid on above 50. No, it's hybrid below 50, but not... no, hybrid above 50, not below 50, so everything's slightly more accurate on either side. If I remember right. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
I'm not really convinced on any of those moves here. It's like, okay. Guess I'm just...
Yeah, we're using the Fates and Echoes system, is what it is. Although
Okay.
I think Fates used it always, whereas we are only allies.
Okay. Oh. That is frustrating, where it's like, okay, I have to choose the art and then choose the weapon, and if I back out and try to choose to use the art on a different weapon, it doesn't let me.
Yeah.
It'll just bounce me out.
There was a major bug where you could target something with a eligible weapon and then switch to an ineligible one, and it just broke things.
Understandable.
A lot of the UI and menuing is going to just get fixed, and like that's going to be one of our major just like upgrades, is just like trying to make all of the menuing, because the other thing that is in a lot of modern Fire Emblem but it's not in this is the ability to just drag directly onto a enemy that you can skip the move then select attack part.
Sure, yeah. I'm just gonna let that fire burn down around... Did I not move someone? Oh, these two, yeah.
Yeah, might have them just use, like, vulneraries.
Yes. Items, let's have... And you can right away a little bit for your... When the reinforcements inevitably come back again... Yeah, would have loved to have been able to trade off his thing, but no such luck. Goodbye. We lit the papercraft on fire. Oh no. Oh, there's a lot this time.
Yeah,
are these random or are these like preset turns?
These are preset turns. You're hitting the turn where it starts to ramp up.
Okay. At least on that side it's ramping up now.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate how it's like, okay, it's a little bit lighter on this side and then it's heavier on that side, and so it's not like one side's gonna be the big side, one side's gonna be the small side every time.
Yeah, it generally alternates until it gets to the actually endless reinforcements that are there to usher you out of the map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but by one way or another, as it were. Is that a throwing one? No. Oh yeah, because I remember now from a previous conversation, the throwing has like the action lines on it. Cool. Easy. Or I could blow up the armor instead. Might want to do that. What's your range? How terrible are you? Awesome. That's no worries. Okay, the thing is, if I move too far away, they'll just overtake the bridge, and then I have to refight getting back to the bridge. Yeah, so it says break, gotta steal longbow. Did I? Yes, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't update when you are still hovering. You have to unhover to... You said the lava deals damage only like at the start of your turn? Like when you starts there?
I believe so. I think if you move there, you won't take damage.
Okay.
Like, because it'll go out on the turn that it would damage you.
Well, another chance for Maud to get damaged and actually proc her personal skill.
Yay!
I was doing like, I swear, if she dodges a 91, I'm gonna be weirdly upset about it. Lavender's never gonna see combat anyway. I'm just gonna have him tell a story on the fire. He can be fine.
Well, that was
They'll
definitely too much experience.
What? Yeah, it's like, it's been 10 every time, and now it was like way too much, but then didn't give me the level up.
It might have...
Didn't get a level up.
No.
Did it, like...
I think it might have done a weird where the animation did the loop around, but you went from 60 to 70.
Platinum Axe. Okay, nice. The units are getting the items that are for them. Okay, well, we can move onto the fire. I don't like that the fire is slowing myself down, but I mean, such is the price we pay for true power. 1818, easy. You can do 17 once. It's slightly less easy. Maybe if I killed you, you'd be able to move up. This is where I would have liked to have the Bardiche still on Helena, because the Bardiche with her would be able to one-shot there. And it doesn't here, so instead I have to do something like...
He does have a lot of meter.
True.
Yeah.
Kept forgetting, like, oh yeah, no, he definitely does. Yeah, sure, why not?
Smite him.
Bring down the hammer, or the steel lance, I guess, as it were. What?
Magic!
Magic and hit points and nothing else. I love random growths. How have I said that before?
Indeed.
I love random growths. Okay. Anyway, this allows me to do this, trade back the stuff, and attack with this. Getting the perfect one-shot.
Nice.
Yeah. So many units are just so fun to use. So many fun things to do with so many different types of units, and so far all of these units really get like the fantasy or like the unit feel of them really well, of just like, okay, you stand still and take a lot of hits, and you stand still through the cavalry charge, you go up and find the right weapon to get the one-shots, you move around and do all the things, you light everyone on fire, you are a healer right now, but can do other stuff, definitely can do other stuff, but like healer / light mage, always a fan.
Eventually they'll be getting like more advanced, warp and like
the RP system. I like how I'm able to heal and that still charges the RP, or is it just the hymns?
Because of hymns, yeah. Because it's 0.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, I don't feel like I have a ton to really spend it on yet. I can see a world in which I would get a lot of stuff. The only unit that I don't really have a great feel on right now yet is Miles. Probably because it's like the patience and staunch shield is their whole thing. And it doesn't feel at this point like it's really boosting them enough to compete with Gawain, but at the same time it's like, I can definitely see in a world in which that becomes very powerful and matters a lot. But outside of, it's like, this is like the, like, for lack of a better term, the weakest unit feel of the units that I have in this chapter. But even that said, that is not like, some terrible, like, oh, unusable thing. It's just like,
you might try and see if Miles can just take on both those guys with his weight. But
yeah, that's what I'm looking at, because they're 24, 23, so it's like he takes some damage, but not a lot. It's like he gives similar vibes to, well, the thing is, would they even both be able to attack him? I think they're gonna...
Yeah, they can both attack him
if I move all the way forward. I also just did a thing where it's like I I put stuff on his conduit sphere that wasn't necessarily beneficial.
Mm-hmm. That definitely, as we've seen with the putting the might gem on the steel on the bow.
Yeah, the might gem on the bow, the super might gem on the sword here. Some of these decisions were beneficial, some of them were very much not. And we are seeing exactly why some of them might be less so. Fade away, and we will... Oh, interesting. So
Yeah,
he can
fade
run
away
in
is-
deep and then basically proc that and be like, nope, I'm not here.
Yeah. It's effectively one turn of stillness.
So you would know a glance find it a bit hard to tell player and enemy units apart. Only players have meter, that helps a bit. Yeah, there is that. Like,
the one sort of subtle thing that we were hoping we might have to do some tweaking on. Enemy, the little figurines. Enemy bases are diamonds, whereas player units are circles.
yeah, player units are circles. The enemy units have the little the 4-pointed stars.
Mm-hmm.
So that is definitely on the subtler end, but it does help. Because I also know that like that's also a good way of like, okay, it's a subtle thing that goes around color blindness. Because I'm also noticing, a lot of the player units are in green overall, and a lot of enemy units have like red overcoats or armor or whatnot. But also not all of them, because they're player units. They're allowed to have more fun, fancier outfits. But that is also one thing that I can appreciate in my mind of like going forward of like, if for instance you had enemies that have more unique outfits or whatnot, they will stand out visually just on the board instead of just being like, oh, look at this unit of a different class. Or sometimes
right now,
unit of the same class.
Yeah, Knightley would have a unique, he would have a unique overworld sprite.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there it is.
But this time he got the
did
level?
this time.
And he stayed at 70. Something weird's going on there.
Right.
Something about telling a story specifically to Maud is giving...
She's just such a good listener.
Good listener. Improves 10x dancer gain. Yeah. Seems busted. I would love to be behind you to shove, but can't... Okay, well... Here we are. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, just UI thing for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure watching you play this, there's like all sorts of things like, oh, should fix that, or just the little ways of like how I'm like moving or selecting things and just like, oh. It's the small things like, oh, why did you move it that way? That's interesting. Or maybe there's like noticing some habitized behavior underneath the surface going on, or for lack of a better term. Well, yeah, Miles survived. Dealt reasonable damage to these two, but like one more good hit and he wouldn't really be able to do much else. So, How much move do you have? That's 6. No one else is really going to be able to get to them. You just have... Oh, no new ones popped up from this side. It was just those 4. Okay, you need to retreat. No mages on this side, so Gawain can take the front. No cavalry either, so Helena would be fine to fill in there as well. This archer is just same as the last one. Oh, 18, 10, 16. Okay, so we'll only take one shot, but would still take reasonable damage.
You might battle save again. Because you're just
Yeah.
I think
We're
you're just,
approaching the end, but it's...
yeah, this is probably the last turn of Major Peril.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I do appreciate, even though I've used heal mostly at 1 range, I do appreciate that the base heal is a 2 range, so I can do stuff like that. Because having to get into 1 range every single time can just be quite tedious. That's not bad. How bad would it be to get hit by these enemies when you don't have... So, 2 more attack speed is not in partial doubling territory.
Yeah, 2 is just a single hit, if I recall
Okay, so you
correctly.
take 12, and then you take another 5. That's actually fine. Yeah, and being a unit that is good enough, like, is perfectly valid.
Notably, in terms of, like, hammer, essentially, because there, as you noticed, if you look at Joe, there is a, or Helena, they have anti-armor hammer strike.
Hammer strike, and having that horse
Gawain,
slayer.
Yeah, well, Gawain, it's not really visible in game right now. Gawain has the full armor tag. He would get hit by hammer strike. Miles would not.
Okay,
Miles
so
is...
like soldier halberdier versus armor knight. Okay.
Yes.
And having that 1 extra point of movement over Gawain does... These are all things that are all like the subtle differences and trade-offs and whatnot, and yeah, honestly, it's like I've given him a little bit of crap over the last, 15 minutes. Just a little bit. Like, not even, like, major shade. But even so, like I said, just having a unit that is good enough at doing the jobs you need done. Like, I love using Aaron in Radiant Dawn, you know? Like, no shade there. Aaron's a great unit. And, well... great unit in the fact that he's still fun to use.
He can take a hit when no one else can.
Well, that's the thing. Is the problem is he's usually taking 2 hits when everyone else is taking 1.
Hey, that's 100% increase.
Well, I was meaning he's also getting doubled. But
I know. And if he gets lucky, he can typically avoid getting.
Okay, so I could...
He does get mauled by cats. Very hard.
that out.
This could be storm time, because I think he has enough.
Oh, do I actually have enough now? Would I just die if I did that? Okay, he has enough to proc it, and then... I retreated too far, you can't move in. Okay, so I could KO 3 of them, and then it's just him left. That's fine, right? Yeah, the weird, like, okay, you have penalties here, but then bonuses there, is like, worst comes to, so I either retreat and just, like, let the hunter do its thing, or I move in and attack and just try and, like, get all of these at once. I think I'm gonna, it's like, let's may act again, that's a full action including movement.
Oh, it is full Gale Force.
Dragon Slayer, okay. I need Dragon Slayer, so let's just do a Iron Sword Strike here. Get the KO, get the level up, get the plus to health and defense. Okay, we take those.
Oh yeah, if you notice on Renee, one thing that we don't have a level up wounds.
Oh yeah. When you gain hit points,
level, you get the,
you gain max and current. That's nice. That does mean that you can't level up Maud to proc her ability. She has to take a hit.
We
don't want to move.
We literally had that debate.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing with Bernie and Three Houses, is that all you have to do is level her up, and then her passive is active.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, do you have an art that can do here? How much is your Inspired Strike? Worse than normal attacking, so I guess I just eat the hit here. Classic Jagan move.
He do have 40 HP.
Yeah. Look, I don't like taking damage. Classic Jagan move, though. Can't one-shot, can still reliably one round. Okay, I'm worried that someone's gonna come from, like, directly at the spawn point, so I'm gonna...
No.
That would never happen. Okay, what do I have? No space difference, first student screen, color blindness, player spaces. Yes, we talked about that. Spaces. Miles is very Aaron. Tap the storm. Full game runnings. Gonna start with a conduit sword with a gambler gem in it. Okay. Court mandated killer sword. Classic. Alrighty, so 2 archers, easy gaming. Slightly less easy gaming is what's happening over here with these reinforcement 26.
Mm-hmm. I believe it is this turn or the next that
these have movement pivots. Pivot's nice on an armor. Do you have shove? You have smite. Ooh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I think she's actually supposed to have both shove and smite, but I forgot.
No worries. Okay, so what do I want to...
You might just smite.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Smite who?
Lavender.
Oh.
I think no.
I would have been able to get like to here, and then Lavender can get to there, but I wouldn't be able to snipe forward. It would have just been like smiting back.
It might be time to run away.
It's 110% time to run away. The question is, where do I run to? And do I just run back to Gawain? Is Gawain just the default fallback point? Ooh, reposition. I like that.
Repo.
Tell me a story. Okay, it's just something's bugged here.
Yeah, no.
It was working just fine up until we got to 70 experience, and then it's just like full level every time.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be something with the looping of, like, looping around of experience.
Okay, can you do something that's not with your platinum sword? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I like having the option. I really liked having it be a gem option of, like, do you want to turn this weapon into a magical weapon or not? Because I think that so often it feels like... I don't know exactly, but it's like the commitment to a weapon being a magical weapon or not, or like only certain weapons are magical weapons, and you have to just kind of live with their stats as is.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to be like, oh, I want my super fast and accurate weapon to be a magic weapon, versus I want my really high power weapon to be a magic weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Having some freedom of choice there feels really good. And you are just going to be totally fine over here on your own. Armor Knight things. Blocking the choke / holding off every reinforcement.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess just, I was just thinking, a fun little teaser for Miles' class line is at tier 2.
Oh yeah, you're right. Fireball can't.
The line of sight.
But bolting can. And bolting, you get to see what your damage is going to be. Fireball, you can't.
Mm-hmm. Which I'll probably try to fix.
Yeah. It's hard with AoE, because then it's like, do you also show them every other unit that's getting affected, and all of that. It's a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or a lot of to do, however you want to say that. Disappoint.
Yeah,
My disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined. I was one tile away from being able to shove.
Indeed. The Miles's class line. The plan on that one is that game one we're gonna have split promotions in the same vein as Sacred Stones.
Awesome.
But one of his variants is going to have a stance that he can enter, where every single combat he does in that stance takes meter to do. But so long as he is in that stance, he has Vantage.
Okay. That's a fun fun way of doing that. Okay, so I could...
I think you can make it.
Yeah, I definitely can if I dance
Smite,
as well, or... Well... Yeah, if I smite or even just shove. Should be fine.
Yeah, just one short.
Yeah, easy. Easy game. Awesome. Oh, as long as I use the right ability. One more free level for the road. But yeah, so anything else you were saying, like branches, like words. You were saying words and my brain has not remembered
Are there any questions? Are there any like, oh, I want to know like what the plan is for this class line?
Trying to think here. Like, so far it looks like you have some of the bases covered of like, okay, main character having axes at base is a fun twist. Still very, as you've said in previous things and whatnot, Ike coded, in good ways. You have, is this going to be more like traditional warrior with Helene, like fighter to warrior type? Or are you berserker, or is there like a different sort of branch off you're thinking there?
So that one's gone through a couple of different variants. But originally we had Berserker, who was like had some magic abilities, but it just was not. We could not get it to fit in well, essentially. But Fighter goes into Commander and Champion. Two things. Champion is very like your hero, but its whole thing is basically Champion is just very good stats. Just very good stats, nothing fancy.
I just want to see this. 47. Awesome.
Whammo.
Love it.
And Commander is
center of a melee class tree. Okay, so you're doing more like trees off of.
Indeed. We have our trio of Soldier, Fighter, Sellsword, which go into Sentinel, Commander, Champion, and Blade Master.
Hooray! First try.
Indeed. I think you have the best. Like, this was the cleanest clear. Like, you got both items. Nobody died.
Yeah. It helps that I that I did it before with the lizard one and version, which was very similar map. It seems like mostly it's been like cleaned up, not necessarily like changed too much. But also having you for like, oh, here's this suggestion, whatever. It's just like understanding things that maybe the tooltips aren't super clear about.
Indeed.
But yeah, it was fun. So class trees, you were saying.
Indeed.
So how many roughly do you have? Like you said, like melee class tree, is it like melee infantry? Or is that like, is there like a class tree for each one of like the 5 branches? Are units going to be like gaining or potentially losing class tags as they go? Are there multiple tiers or just like 2?
That was part of the problem we were having with like getting it mesh well. You will never lose a color tag. You can gain them though.
Okay. And just 2 branches per promotion?
You get two choices.
Okay, so I do not mean to like talk down on other projects or whatnot, but it is one thing of like it seems like you are trying to avoid the dark deity problem of here's
What you
four choices and then four more choices, and
Yeah, you don't what
90%
you
of the
don't want.
choices don't have any clear connection to the class they came from.
Yeah, you
Oh, and there we go.
Dark Dark Deity did a lot of things like very interesting, but that was one of the what do you decision paralysis
Mm-hmm.
to an nth degree of you
How do
hit
I
level
put
10.
on the
Here's
screen for now?
24 choices. Because it's four squared.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's just like, oh no.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I'm assuming. Well, I guess I don't have to assume. I can ask. Do your classes all like kind of naturally flow out of one another? Are there any like weird left turns or things that is like, oh, hey, this is a big jump in what you might not expect, but maybe it makes sense for a particular unit?
I'm trying to think like what is our weirdest one of those? And I think the weirdest we have is
Let me find.
in terms of theming. Probably our weirdest one is there's a class that you don't see here. Um that is the other main healing apothecary, which is it uses a bow, and its like base heal is only range one, but it's a lot more about like buffs and debuffs. And
Okay.
that class has a promotion to what we are calling theologist. And that is its shared promotion with cleric.
Oh, what is the size here? Okay, so cleric then branches off into.
Well, they share it. So both a cleric can promote into either a bishop or a theologist. An apothecary can promote into either a theologist or an alchemist.
How do I? Where is the size changing of font size? Do I just have to drag it? No. I'm wrestling with. I'm wrestling with OBS right now, and I'm not sure what I'm doing. Um, because it is like cutting things off in weird ways, and I don't know where the size is. But this is stuff for another time. Are there any questions you had of me of having just played this demo, before I get into, I guess, my thoughts and whatnot of what you have so far, etc.?
I think just sort of general like feedback begging. We are always what was good, what was bad, what could be better.
Okay. Well, let me just boot it up again so I can remember what I just played. I might internalize a lot of things, but there's always those certain things I'm just like, what? Um, please tell me you will pick up at source, and I don't have to. Here it is. Okay. Oh yes, because I restarted it. It's reset the controls to it's the WASD UIs. Oh, oh, hold on. What's I entered controller, but I don't have a controller plugged in, so maybe that's causing a problem. Oh no.
Probably yes.
Don't mind me. It's fine. This is fine. Nothing to see here. We're just gonna try that again. Everything's fine. Everything's totally functional. No need to worry. So thoughts on things that I played. I would love to get, like, obviously right now I've only just kind of skimmed and done like a somewhat like throwing a knife into it and seeing how far it sticks, but obviously not really getting in there and doing a full autopsy, but slightly more than a just skimming the surface of, you know, because playing a chapter where you have at least some of these things unlocked and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I like the mix of units that you have available here. It feels like everyone has a role. Given that this was a like custom set chapter with like everyone pre-leveled to a specific amount or whatnot, it definitely feels like that at the very least had a really good balanced sense, which does mean that I'm looking forward to other map design and whatnot elements you have. I appreciate that there was nothing absolutely crazy going on in the map, that it was relatively simple, but even with that simplicity, it's like, okay, you get moments where the units are all collapsing on you at the same time, you get moments where you're fleeing out, that sort of thing feels good. I didn't really have any major issues with like the mobility of units or whatnot. It all seemed to like naturally make sense of like, okay, the units moved about as far as I expected them to. I didn't like really look in super closely on any of them, but I think that was fine. I like the way that the gem system primarily augments base stats with some extras here, which shows that there's room for more creativity in some of the extras, but is not going to go off the rails like the... I hate only having one or limited points of reference for things, but when it's something that's as polarizing as like Dark Deity, it's like, okay, I thought that the what were they called? Like the augments system they had was
in the second game.
No, in the first game. I never played the second game yet. But in the first game, you had like you unlock the not blessings, but
like the gems that you had in your inventory.
On your units, yeah, that were like, okay, you have this one, which like totally changes. It's like it was changing way too much. That was like under the hood stuff. That was sure technically shown to you, but I didn't know what the calculations were or where they were coming from, and it was too crazy for initial things side by side with some things that were very basic. And this seems like. Sorry, what?
Yeah, it did not help. It did not help that they dumped, I believe it is 12 of those on you in one chapter.
Yeah, the fact that they just landslide you with those instead of being like, okay, here's
a couple. It's as though they gave you every single.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you unlock the. It's like, okay, you unlock the base in chapter 9 or whatever, Path of Radiance, and then suddenly it's like, oh hey, by the way, here's forging, and here's this, and here's that. But like, if it was here's forging, and here's several bonuses on top of forging.
Here's a Mario Party minigame you have to do every single time you forge.
Yeah.
But it's also a different minigame each time.
Mm-hmm. And I like the idea of the gem system because then it allows you to do stuff like, oh, maybe some gems are hidden in the map in treasure chests. Maybe some gems could be stealable. Maybe some gems could be, like, buy it from the store as like a one-time offer, like the Radiant Dawn special deals thing. I think that it allows the sources of them to be very interesting, and so the player can be always on the lookout for them, but then also always thinking, do I want that or not? But then by putting the gems onto weapons, it then doesn't limit them as much on map as when you put, like, say, a skill scroll onto a unit in a Path of Radiance or Radiant Dawn. I don't know why I'm so Teleus-brained right now. Probably just because I put out I put out a massive Path of Radiance thing. Yes, I know. I see Rella's asking about classes. I'm just gonna finish my thought here, and then I'll let you carry on with that. But yeah, I like the gem system inherently, on its face, I'm interested to see what it turns into, or how many gem slots certain weapons could potentially have, like, late into the game.
The
How
one thing that
customizable they'll turn into.
there is conduits are the only conduits and platinums are the two weapons that have big slots.
Okay.
Until you hit primodium weapons, which are our and they're like similar to your silvers. They're big, expensive, and their whole thing is that they have 3 big slots.
Okay. Because the way that the big slots especially work, like the small ones a little bit, the big ones especially, is like it really makes you feel like, oh, I'm making a custom weapon here.
Mm-hmm.
Because
and that is the idea, yeah.
Because while the small ones are like, okay, I'm augmenting the base stats of the weapon, maybe you get stuff like the Fortress Gem, which feels a little bit more impactful, a little bit more like give and take there. But then it's the large gems are like, okay, I totally transformed Miles's Conduit Spear by putting in the Feather Gem, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
you
like...
removed all of its weight.
I removed all its weight, but I removed all its power, too, over the Iron Spear, and it's like, okay, cool. I have a faster weapon without realizing that the internal calculations made weight 10, because I guess I didn't pay attention to, like, he has... where is he? 10 build.
Mm-hmm.
Of, like, okay, I didn't pay attention to that when I was making it, which, obviously, now that I look back on it, okay, there's no need to reduce the weight of the Conduit Spear that much if it's going to be in his inventory.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to then do like, okay, give him the Gambler's Gem, then you have the chance to, basically input a crit chance, even though crit is not a thing in the base game,
Mm-hmm.
in the base mechanics.
We decided basically crits are fun when you're opting into them. They are not fun when enemies just have a 1 to 2% always.
Yeah, while I might be like not necessarily immune to it, but just like so used to it at this point that it's just like I accept it and I don't really freak out when I get low percent crit that much. It still can be frustrating, and I still see comments all the time of people who are like, I dropped this game because I had a random crit. Like, just today I got a comment on my Path of Radiance video of like, I quit this game or stopped playing when I fought a boss who had Wrath, who had 0% displayed crit, but then I activated Wrath and then he crit me. And it was like, That's kind of your own fault at that point, but at the same time, I get it. Of like, if you're not reading into enemy skills or whatnot and not seeing, it can feel really random. And people are okay with randomness so long as it's not biting them too hard in the face. And crit systems can risk doing that when the enemy has them, but are also really fun to play with pretty much universally on player side.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're like an optimizing LTCer who's like, why do I have to optimize for this 1% crit? I assume you actually, most players enjoy having crits in the game on their side.
Yeah. Crits are interesting in that, like, as a player, if you're playing optimally, you kind of have to assume that you will never crit. Like, you can't rely unless you can hit levels of guaranteed crits.
Yeah.
You kind of just have to assume that 50% is not actually going to get you there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're playing truly optimally, you have to assume that every crit will crit.
To a certain degree, you have to always be aware of it. Just to the point that when Engage introduced all the different like ways of like what stats you can see on top of enemies, crit and crit avoid became one of the things that a lot of people defaulted to.
Indeed.
Yes.
Let's see.
So while I say the credits, I know that good old Swamp here in chat was banging on the door asking you to talk about the missing classes or the bonus classes.
Yes, indeed. Let me pull that up. I was just looking at that. So I told you about one already. Apothecary. Their whole thing is, again, buffs and debuffs on top of healing, and they are a bow class.
Mm-hmm.
Rogue is our thief. You didn't see any, but it's the class that promotes into Trickster as one of its things. It promotes into Trickster and Assassin. Interestingly, Hunter, which is promotes into Assassin and Ranger, so they actually share one. We have, again, you didn't see any here. We have Elk Cavalier, which they have even more move than normal Cavaliers, but instead of having Canter, they have normal Canto. Mm-hmm. So it's a bit different in that regard, and they are at base mounted nimble units.
Okay.
Let's see. And then we have Blade Ward, which is one of our other funky classes. They are axe units that always hit with magic, unless you specifically give them the gem to negate that effect and turn it back into physical.
Oh.
So they are, they're kind of like, from Engage, they're almost a bit like Surge Tomes without the like perfect accuracy. They are magic users that hit you directly instead of magic always being at range.
Yeah, instead of magic being always 1-2 or whatever, it's like, okay, the magic is one range. You can gem it back into physical, but then it's like, okay, all of your weapons you can then take from a larger pool of like physical weapons and just assume magical stats to them.
They also are very gem focused in general. They have several buffs based upon using weapons with gems in them.
Okay. That's very interesting. It reminds me of like what the like mental what the like gameplay fiction of like the Oni Savage would be in Fates, instead of what we actually got, which is just feels like kind of a worse version of either.
At everything.
It's like, I would rather have a dedicated berserker or a dedicated mage. Why do I have this halfway house of the two? I am historically not super jazzed about hybrid units. I don't know how much of that came out in my video on hybrid units. I think that most hybrid units should pick a lane and stick to it, but I also appreciate hybrid units existing and then giving the player the option to pick which lane they're going into. And then giving more units a chance to try out a particular class line with stuff like, okay, Darkflyer can allow mages to be flying units as well as physical units to be flying units, for instance. And so it's like, I don't hate the fact that hybrid units exist. I get what they are and why they're there, but the majority of the time when you're using a hybrid unit, you should pick a lane. Which is interesting when I saw Crow here with the way his stats are, where it's like 14 strength, 12 magic, or something like that. Where I was like, okay, that is a viable setup for a hybrid unit at this stage in the game to really kind of be either or, you know, given the Platinum Sword, give that the switch to magic, and it then becomes a more interesting unit. So hybrid units can work. I'm not saying they won't. I'm just historically a hater of them.
When they have to engage with both to have a niche, they often end up like the one that I point at in this regard is again from Engage, just because it's, you know, the most recent. I think her name is Citrine.
Oh yes,
the princess.
Citrine, Princess Onion Dress.
She just ends up being mediocre at both physical and magic.
Yeah, there are some weird niches you can do with, like, she's the only magic base type unit who can use Marth and use like a forged sword. So then you have a magic forged multi-hit strike or whatever. It's like there are some weird things she can do, but at the same time it's like largely you are inferior to someone picking a lane in either side.
I found her, the one niche that I found for, I did one playthrough and then I did a second witty that I used around.
You were cutting out a little bit. Discord might be automatically
limiting.
cutting off, automatically limiting based on yeah, if you turn off crisp noise suppression, you should get better results.
How was that?
So far I haven't dropped anything. Yeah.
Anyway, just to quickly rush through what I was saying.
Yeah, no worries. I don't want to keep you too long.
Yeah, the Leaf gem. Leaf's weird AI on what weapon he makes you switch to worked fairly well with her, I found.
Yeah, because
it would mostly just, oh, I'm getting attacked by a physical unit, I'll switch to magic.
Yeah. The weird AI around Leaf and Engage was kind of crazy.
Indeed.
Anyway,
yeah,
any particular thoughts or questions you have of me to kind of, I guess, direct my feedback? Because other than that, I'm just going to say I had fun with what I've played. All the units felt good to use. The situation of the map was interesting and enjoyable without being too over the top or too, like, weird stuff going on, I guess. There are definitely more options and more paths to go through the map. I obviously picked, go the long route, don't cut through the archers and whatnot, and fight the mini-boss this time. Whereas maybe I might have had a different experience had I gone through that, and then that could be something like, oh, maybe next time I replay it, do that. Having those sorts of, like, interactions to the map. Whereas the time pressure from the boss spawning and moving forward, and as well as the reinforcements, felt significant while still being fair, and I never felt like I was, like, fully safe all the time, but I never felt like I was being, like, totally overwhelmed. I'm not sure how much harder or easier you're tuning other difficulties potentially to be, but this felt like a very nice difficulty for, like, function and flow, and, like, it felt more like a Shadows of Valentia hard, or, like, the early game of Awakening hard, in terms of, like, how the balance is, where it felt fair, it felt challenging but fair. I was never really, like, overwhelmed, but I was never, like, oh, I'm just slashing through this and not giving a care. Aubrey might be one of my favorite units just because good archer is good, and there's a magic to, if you're just blowing a unit away and doing like 20 times 2 and they have like 25 HP, that's one thing. But when they have 30 HP and you're doing 15 times 2, somehow it hits different. I don't know how else to express it, but it's just like a unit that just feels like they're hitting the breakpoints just right all the time, and maybe it's just the way that their stats were set up for this demo, but I really love... If I had to pick a favorite unit, apparently it's Aubrey here. I don't know why, but I'm just like, good archer, go burr.
Indeed.
Okay, I have some questions from chat. Do you like the art and presentation, music, story? Once I understood what you were going for with the pop-up storybook aesthetic, it all made sense, is what I'm saying. Because at first I was like looking at it, I'm like, okay, I like how it's defined, I like how it is. It felt a little bit like, is this work in progress? How is this gonna kind of match up? And then once you said, oh, pop-up storybook, and then I looked at like the backgrounds and I'm like, oh, yeah, no, this clearly works. I think that the outline of the units being like they're like loosely cut out and still like a lot of white left over is where my brain is like, I guess, wondering if it's like like how close to final the art is, if I had anything to say about it, about that art side, just because there's a part of me that's like, I see so much white space and my brain instantly thinks unfinished. Is what I'm gonna say. I think that once I understood more of the style, I'm like, okay, cool, we can definitely work with that. Maybe there's ways to do the unit art to like. I am not a creator of visual art. You can see by my thumbnails I struggle real hard, so I can't necessarily say what it is, and I'm not just saying it's like bad or anything at all. This is just my feedback. When it comes to the like actual like portraits and whatnot that I see here, they look nice. They look very defined. You get a lot of attitude from a lot of them. Crow, Helena as well, just as like almost like too old for this shit, sort of like what's going on.
That is very much correct.
And so it's like you definitely get from the ones that are here personality, like the kind of like unsure lieutenant soldier of like, why do I have a position of authority here? It is the vibes I'm getting, at least. The pictures and portraits, whatever, very good vibes, very strong vibes on them. They're characters that I want to get to know more, and maybe and if I were to get into them more, that would be interesting. I feel like I haven't really played enough to really get set, like, understanding of, like, what's the story like? I know that you've talked a little bit about it in some of your various live streams, and I'm interested to see where that's going, because it seems, what I remember from your live streams, whatever, it sounds like you wanted to set up a world in which there is more conflict and more questioning about the real cost of war and of these situations, without, like, apart from the heroes going on to kill the demon or the dragon or whatever and save the world type typical story, and maybe seeing like what's happening on the fringes. If I remember, public demo is the big story demo. I will play that more before I have more feedback on the story. I'm just like, based on what you've said, I'm interested to see how it goes, how it fits, and I hope that it doesn't. I'm trying to think how to put this. I think that if the story was too dark, it might clash with the storybook aesthetic, but there are also definitely ways to do planned darkness put in with a storybook aesthetic and have it work. I mean, Brothers Grimm fairy tales and whatnot are what they are for a reason, stuff like that. And, Russian fairy tales especially, of just like, oh yeah, no, they're very dark and twisted in weird ways, but would still fit in like a pop-up storybook aesthetic. So I guess I'm not... It's not like this can't work if it's too dark, flat, like straight up, but that it has to kind of have certain vibes of levity still within it to feel like it becomes coherent with the storybook aesthetic, would be my, like, gut reaction to it, but I won't know it until I see it, I guess, is the reality of it.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely recommend, if you're hungry for more, to go ahead and give the
public demo a try.
Demo.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I wanted to play this one because I'm like, I can talk mechanics a lot easier than I can talk story. I can talk story. I love analyzing stories, but that takes a bit longer for me to digest about it and think about it, whatever. Mechanics are something I can jump in and just like talk about because I have a YouTube, like, to say career, I guess, is putting it a little bit generously, but I have a YouTube channel built on talking primarily mechanics and whatnot, so this is an area of expertise that I am more known for, and so I wanted to jump in here on stream and go over it. Also, because I just kind of wanted to showcase what a bit of the middle of the game is like, and to say, hey, if you're interested in trying it out, demo chapter and intro chapters are a great place to start when you're actually just playing it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, any, I guess, last pitch points before we close off? Anything that you would... What's something that really excites you about the process and about things that maybe people haven't seen yet but are like around the corner or currently in the pipeline, that it's like, ooh, I just really want to share this one little bit?
I mean, I really enjoyed watching you play through this, and just like all the little decisions and how you're interacting with the systems and how you're thinking about that. Like, I have been very invested in game theory for a good long while, and getting it to see the theory turn into action, and in most cases, like, there were a lot of very cool little, like, yeah, that's just how I drew it up. But then, equally as many, ooh, that's a slight pivot on what I was thinking was going to happen, but it looks like, it worked out in this way, or it didn't work out in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like the putting the feather gem on the conduit, or it's just like, mm-hmm.
I did that. I regret it, but I did it.
Where it's just like, but like allowing the mistake to happen
Mm-hmm.
and play out in real time is just as interesting as the, yup, you put the might gem on a conduit sword and now Renane kills the mans.
Yep. And I even put on extra resistance in case I didn't one shot, but I did.
Indeed.
Yeah.
No, just I am excited to see things play out in that way. I think that is, you can theorize all you want about how the systems are supposed to come together, but if it doesn't survive first contact with the player, what are you doing?
Exactly. And I mean, so far the system seemed solid. They seem to be getting my natural instincts seemed to click well with what was going on. All good stuff. So anyone who is watching this, anyone who is listening in the future, the Unfated Kickstarter is still going on. As of right now, it says 23 days left to go. They have 88,378 out of their 15,000 goal. Still perfectly well within reach for the time frame. It's only been live for about a week, I want to say.
Yes.
It went live on the 15th. Yeah, go support. Get yourself a copy of the game. Get yourself potentially more if you want, or just support out of the goodness of your heart. This is a good product so far, just from the demos that I've seen, and I would love to see it fully fulfilled. So if you know anyone who is interested in SRPGs aside from yourself, or maybe has, a little bit of goodwill there, yeah, share it around, do all that stuff, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Like I said, is there anything else you would like to, like a last minute, like, hype up, sell on the game, or on projects or stuff you're working on with it that I have not seen yet, that you feel confident in saying?
I think basically just like, if you are unsold and but want to see more, the Kickstarter has a link to the itch page that has both this demo and the more like prologue story type of, the first 3 chapters. Mm-hmm. Those are both available, and you are free to give them a shot, and we love to hear feedback.
Yeah. And they have a Discord as well, and from what I've seen, it seems like members of the team have been doing a bunch of other fun stuff, like Hades super high heat runs, plus punishment for hyping up and extra pledges and whatnot. So all sorts of fun community engagement and interaction with them. Uh, all of my experience on the Discord so far has been anytime anyone has an issue, you're right on top of it and able to help out. There was that thing, like someone had an AZERTY keyboard and that was causing issues, but as far as I know, things were at least somewhat situated with that. I don't know. It's one of those things of, I've noticed that, during all this time and all this craziness, you're still able to pop on, help out people, interact with the community, and I would really love to see this get some more, to get the backing it deserves, frankly.
We are doing our best, and we really want to see this all come together.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for being on, talking with me, chatting with me. It's made playing through this demo even more enjoyable than the demo already was. I'm sorry, I just love looking through all of the all of everyone's little pictures here, the avatars and whatnot. Just like this plus the units really shows what this like papercraft art style can do, and just highlighting of like, oh yeah, no, there's a lot of potential here in everything I've seen, from writing to design to aesthetic to pretty much all of it, and I would love to see more.
Indeed. I hope that you get to.
Indeed. I hope for everyone's sake we get to, because yeah, this is definitely something I would love to follow up on more in the future.
I think with that, we will call it a night.
Yep, I will drop the call and then I'll close out the stream, and you all have a good night.
You too.
Well, that was the Unfated demo. I know that we have been going into basically extended wind down for the last 20 minutes or so. Yeah, about 2 hours to play through. Was really fun, was really interesting. And yeah, if any of y'all want to support, I highly recommend giving it a shot. And if anyone is watching in the future and wants to support, if you're within 3 weeks of this video being posted, you can. And if not, well, hopefully they made their pledge, and then you'll be able to wishlist, follow, buy the game, whatever you have. But yeah, thank you so much for watching as always, and until next time, this is Mithril Zenith signing out.